The vertical hydroponic system is a very popular, relatively new system of producing hydroponic plants. Commercial producers are utilizing it as well as homeowners.
The system for these vertical towers include a series of pots, and these pots are able to lock with one another on top of each other, and you can stack them as high as you would like to be able to reach. The individual pots are filled with media. In this case today, we've got perlite filled inside these pots, but you could use other types of media as well. Individual ingredients including peat and coconut coir and vermiculite. In the bottom of each of the pots there are several drainage holes that allows this tower to be connected together. So the irrigation brings in the nutrient solution up at the top into the top pot, and then it goes through the whole stack and eventually down at the bottom is collected and either reused or could be drained out and used for other purposes around the yard.
There are several crops that are grown in these vertical systems. You pick strawberries are being grown commercially very successfully. Leafy vegetables are another very popular crop. Homeowners love the systems because that gives them the ability to mix crops within a tower. They can have one pot that has one crop and another on the next one. They really like that aspect.
And the crops that really do well in this are the kinds of crops that you would cut and let come again. So things like individual fresh cut herbs are very popular in these towers and fit very well. Individual leaf lettuces and other leafy vegetables that you harvest and let regrow also are well suited to this kind of a tower. And even crops like edible flowers, nasturtium for instance, do extremely well in these towers. It doesn't mean that other crops like tomatoes can't be grown in this system, but you have to be a little more selective in either the type of crop that you're going to choose to grow, maybe a miniature tomato, or manage that tomato crop so it doesn't get quite as large as it would out in the yard.
There's several advantages to this type of system. One is that it's very easy to install. You can grow a large number of plants, a large volume of product from a small area. It has the ability to rotate the towers, which you can distribute the sunlight a little more evenly. And it seems like it's perfect for crops such as you pick strawberries, where you don't have to bend over and you can actually go as high as you can physically reach for the person that's doing the harvesting.
Some of the things you want to be cautious about in these vertical tower systems is the fact that if you try to put too many towers close together, you might limit the sunlight that would be available down on the bottom part of this tower. So you want to be able to give them plenty of sunlight, even though we can rotate the tower around. You want to be cautious of that. The other thing that you want to be cautious about in this situation is to make sure you get adequate water from the top to the bottom of the tower. Early in the cropping season, it's not too much of a problem because the crop is small and doesn't require a lot of water. But as the crops get larger, it begins to demand a lot more water on a daily basis. You also want to be careful that the media that you choose doesn't have too many small particles that will perhaps clog up these individual drain holes.